Alright, Green and Gold 115 back again with more Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, I just want it to be known that the reason I'm struggling with this is because I feel certifiably insane sitting alone in my apartment and having to do the voices of 4 different women while they talk to me. It's crazy, but it's where I find myself at this moment in time, so we will push on. Last part, I got invited to the literature club, which is full of cute girls, and now they made me kitty cat cupcakes. I turned the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet for once. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Oh, is she waiting for me to take a bite? Oh, she wants to know. So, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Now, I joined this literature club and they've been baking little cat cupcakes. As you can see here, the cat. Ice cream is made of whiskers, and let me finally take a bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. My inner voice is your point of the week. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere else before? Made them for you or anything. I thought, I don't know what inflection they want with the I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe, but not for, you, dummy. Alright, take it easy, man. I gave up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Fucking Chad. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. So many ridiculous words. You keep a whole tea set in this class? Oh, this is me. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Hey, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Oh, we'll make her kind of snooty. There we go. She's fighting around. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Yuri, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Oh, what a sweet guy I am. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. That's not cool. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. So kissing ass to the president immediately. Such a simp. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into the literature, I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Fucking book nerds. I've read the word literature like 7 or 8 times now. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. No doubt. Even real Chris and not Uwu Chris doesn't love literature this much. So, Uwu Chris, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Oh, so it was more like, she was like, what kind of books do you like? And I was like, manga? What? Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Oh, she likes manga. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. She's not buying the manga excuse. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Ah, so nerdy. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. But she seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. It's obvious by the way her eyes light up in comfort. Okay, I'm skipping that one. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Bitch, I got tons of imagination. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Ah, I read a horror book once. Nice. Goosebumps, Say Cheese and Die Part 2. Terrifying. The kid steps on a nail. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. Well, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal, she just sounds like a man. This is the one I like. What does that say about... Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, I just... Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! That is fucking a Miro dude writing poetry. Alright, well I like that the one on the right is an athlete, I like the one in the middle is into horror, and I like the one that on the left is secretly into all the things that I'm into, and she's embarrassed to tell me that she's scared. And she writes poetry. One after my own heart. Give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Yuri sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet. Slammed it on him. I've written 1,000 poems. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set up an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess if it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Senpai Chris? Uwu Chris. I have to rewrite it. Monika smiles at me once again. Hold on. There's still one problem. What's that? And now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. Here we go. I never said I would join this club. Sori may have convinced me to stop by, but you know, I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose all my train of thought. All four girls stared back at me with dejected eyes. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought... Senpai Chris... I'm just gonna be Senpai Chris. You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Oh, so I am a Chad, dude. I'm negging them. I don't even want to join your stupid club, but on the inside, I'm really thinking, all I gotta do is write a poem. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. It's a quick 180. One by one, the girls' eyes all lit up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. She's all about being scared. She loves it. She's wet. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed. Okay, Natsuki. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. That does make it official. Alright. I need to do these in short bursts. So, I'll be back with another part.